In this video, Dr. Jordan Peterson explains how your unconscious tries to communicate with you.
If you're really listening to someone, really paying attention to them, you can see when they're doubtful or when they pause for a long time. That's another one. You know that something's come up that's occupying their mind and interfering with the flow of conversation. Freud was very good at listening in that manner. Well, that happens with jokes too, you know. And like, for example, when I was showing you guys the Lion King stills the other day, and I showed you that picture of Nella laying on her back with that peculiar expression on her face, everybody immediately laughed. And Freud would have considered that an entry point into the unconscious, because there's a reason you were laughing about it. It goes along with it. Well, it would have gone along with a sexual complex in that situation. And everybody recognizes it instantly, and they laugh about it. And comedians are really good at that, because if they're good comedians, they say what everyone's thinking, but no one will say. And it's a relief to everyone, you know. What's his name? Canadian comedian. He's always making racial jokes. No, it's Canadian. Yeah, Russell Peters. I mean, he's a great example of that, you know. He fills a whole stadium with people of all different ethnicities, and every single one of them is dying to be insulted because of their racial background, you know. It's a relief to everyone. So he insults the Arabs, and then he insults the Jews, and then he insults the Christians, and everybody's going, oh, I'm so glad finally someone said that. You know, so he's speaking to part of their unconscious, and it's the part that's actually uncomfortable with all of that kind of discussion being repressed and staying below the surface. It's way too weighty for people. So jokes express in playful language what culture will not formally express. So you know too that when the culture starts going after the comedians, that things are not good. So you should leave the damn comedians alone, because they're the people that can tell the truth. And if you start to get annoyed at them, then that's not good. Freud wrote a book called The Interpretation of Dreams, and he was the first person, I would say, who subjected dreams to a really comprehensive analysis, and he used them to investigate the place of complexes in his psychotherapeutic practice. So his clients would recount their dreams to him. Now, he believed that dreams always expressed an unconscious wish, and that was tied into his theory of repression. And so, for example, if you were very, very sexually repressed, which was very common at the time, then you'd have dreams with sexual content that were expressing the undesirable fantasy, essentially. And by analyzing the dream, you could get down to what was being repressed. Now, Freud believed that the dream more or less tied itself in knots, trying to hide its content in some sense. And Jung believed instead that the dream was actually trying to be as clear as it could. It just wasn't part of the, let's call it the semantic memory system. It was more like a feeler out into the unknown. It was trying to represent things as clearly as it could. And so its use of symbols and that sort of thing wasn't so much to hide the actual unpleasant content from the dreamer, but to express it in the only language that the dream could use. And so Freud, of course, also believed that some of that was true.
Thanks for watching.